James,
Yes, sir.
good to see you, man.
You too.
I was telling you a second ago that January 19th, 2023 was my first Seattle story, and that was you.
Yep.
And so that's coming up this Friday, is the 19th.
What day is it today?
Today's the 16th?
I think you're right.
Is that right? Yeah, January 16th.
Okay.
So this is the year recap, my first year recap. And that's what we're going to do. So when I saw you, you were Jamil in a blue car.
Yep.
Off of Shol.
Right.
Tell me about from there, or just, I don't know. Let's talk about your year. What did your year look like?
Well, let's see. Starting with the last time we talked, I don't know, we probably stayed in that spot maybe another month, I think. And then the city came and swept the tents that were there, and thusly made us in the car also move. And then me and Jamil got into the tiny home program for a minute.
Okay.
Over in White Center.
Gotcha.
And that was super far away.
Now when you say far away from what?
Here.
And here is
Ballard.
But it's like far away from your community?
Yes.
Or just what you know? Like
everything.
Everything. Got it.
Literally, like, okay, so you could take a bus. You can take the H line from downtown Seattle to White Center, and then you have to take another bus from where the H line lets you off, like 4 or 5 stops to get to the tiny homes.
Gotcha.
If you don't take that other bus, you have to walk like 2 miles uphill.
Oh yeah.
And it's like,
far.
Yeah, the tiny homes that they had us in were like back in the woods and shit. It was not cool.
Now, I remember, this is coming back to me now. I remember when I talked to you, your car was not running, and I remember I helped push it in my truck.
Yep.
Into that spot.
You did.
And so your car continued not to run?
Yeah, so
what happened to your car is what I'm asking.
When the city swept us and made us move, the lady that helped us get into the tiny homes actually had somebody tow it from the spot that you helped push it into to the tiny homes.
Okay, gotcha. So went to the tiny home.
However, that was a giant fucking debacle. So the lady had it towed from Shol to White Center. Okay? Literally, like, they called me and Jamil an Uber, and the lady that was getting the tow done met us there at the tiny homes, and literally took a picture of the spot that she wanted the dude to drop the car in, of like on her phone, sent it to the dude, told him like the address and everything they needed to fucking know, and then like I had given, before me and Jamil got in the Uber, I'd given the lady my key so she could drop the key off with the dude for the car. Well, dude decided to keep my car for 3 days, and then when he dropped it off in a spot that wasn't even in the parking lot of the tiny homes, in front of an RV, unlocked with the key in the ignition. I'm thankful the car did not run, because somebody thusly then tried to steal it about 3 times. And so we let her know that her tow dude was a fucking idiot. And I really hope that she's not towing other people's cars with that dude, because fuck that dude. That dude is a dipshit. Yeah, somebody fucked my ignition up trying to start the car with scissors because they couldn't get the fucking car to start with the key.
Yeah.
Because the fucking battery's fucked. But living in the tiny homes for a few months, the car wound up getting broke into about 5 times. Most of the shit got stolen out of it. They didn't break any more of the windows.
But basically, it just, that car's toast.
Pretty much. And then after a couple months of living there, I broke my collarbone.
How did you do that?
Well, I was trying to go over a fence, and it happened to be an older wooden fence, and when I got to the top of the fence, the top post broke and I fell. Straight onto the collarbone. I almost instantaneously knew the collarbone was broken too when I landed.
So after you break your collarbone, do you go to the hospital?
Yeah, about 3 days later.
You did.
And because I had to like be around for hospital appointments and shit, like it's a severe break. When I went to the hospital, they told me that to reset it, they're gonna have to do surgery to it. And I was like, yeah, fuck that, you're not cutting my arm open.
Gotcha.
But because I had to be around for all the appointments and shit for that, I missed signing into the tiny homes for 4 days and they kicked me out.
And so, well, let's talk about that. So part of staying at the tiny homes is you have to sign in and out, or what is that process? I don't know.
Okay, so the tiny homes work like this. You can't have anybody outside the village visit you. Okay. Only people that live in the village can visit other people in the village.
So I couldn't come and say, hey, I want to see my friend James.
No, literally, like, if you wanted to come see me, you would have to come stand outside the gate and call me, and I would have to come out.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay.
They can't tell, like, the village people, the people that run the front office thing, they can't tell you if I'm there or not.
Right.
They can't disclose any personal information about me like that.
Yeah.
And you can come and go as you please, pretty much any hour of the day, but you have to sign in once every 3 days.
I see. James, can you put that mic on the outside of your, just switch your collar. There you go, so it's not rubbing. Perfect. Thank you.
Sorry.
No, I just noticed it.
Yeah, you have to sign in once every 3 days.
And so you miss signing in?
Yeah.
Because you're at the hospital?
Yeah. I was around here for all my doctor's appointments and stuff. Because my primary care physician is down here, not up there.
Right. And so, I mean, even that, like you said, that process of like, I need to go and make an appointment. Tell me about that. You're in White Center. You have an appointment in Ballard?
Yeah.
At like, 1 p.m. And you have to like jump on all these buses.
I would literally have to leave the tiny homes at like 9 or 10 to make it here by 1.
Right.
And that's cutting it close. Just because the buses take forever. Yeah, and then the tiny home people aren't supposed to be able to, like, they're not supposed to be able to kick you out for things like medical reasons and shit like that. But they still exited me from the program.
Oh, so you got kicked out of the tiny home?
Yeah.
And now were you with Jamil in a tiny home?
Okay, so when me and Jamil got into the tiny homes, we each got one.
Okay, you're separate tiny homes, gotcha.
Yeah. Mostly we would hang out together in one.
Right.
But we each had one.
Gotcha.
And then I got exited from the program. Mm-hmm. And he didn't want to be there by himself, so he just left.
Gotcha.
He was like, well, I'm not going to stay here by myself, so I'm just going to come with you.
And where'd you guys end up going?
Well, then we moved back out here into a tent for a good while. And then towards the end of 2023, we got swept and ended up in the bridge shelter, but that's skipping over some stuff. After we got exited from the tiny home program, they towed my car. So I no longer have a car because they towed it.
So your car was still there, not working, and they towed it to where?
I don't know.
They just towed it. It's gone.
Literally, like the head village lady at the White Center fucking village. They have like a towing contract with the city for like it's like with Lincoln Towing, but it's not with Lincoln Towing.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It's with a different tow company. But yeah, it's some obscure ass small fucking tow company, and they towed my shit to a fucking
who knows where, some tow yard or
pretty much.
Yeah, who knows? Just gone.
Yep.
So your car's just gone.
Yeah, and then they wouldn't tell me where it was. Yeah. Fun times.
Wow.
So I pretty much counted the car as a loss.
Right.
I was like, fuck it, whatever. Moved back out here into a tent for a few months. About a month after we got exited, I found out that the tiny home village that we were in is being closed down because for unsanitary reasons, and because the lady who runs it is a major cunt and is doing some fucked up illegal shit that she's not supposed to be doing, like kicking people out for medical reasons. So I'm pretty sure she lost her job very shortly after she got my car towed, and that's why they wouldn't tell me where it was. Which kind of makes sense, but whatever. Then we were staying out here over on Leary Way, over there across the street from the Big Five, in a tent. Well, actually, first we were over by the McDonald's.
Yeah, I think I saw you there.
Yep.
Once.
Then we got swept from there.
Right.
Moved to Gilman Park for literally a night. Then the city came back over to Gilman Park, and literally less than 24 hours later told us we had to fucking move from there, and so we ended up across the street from the Big Five.
Right.
Now, we had I managed to get us like a 6-person tent, and a canopy and a bunch of tarps and stuff. So like, we had a pretty nice. We had it set up pretty nice. And then like 3-4 months after setting that up, somebody literally burnt it down. They came in to the canopy area, grabbed my big ass 10-gallon fucking gas can that I had, went, put a bunch of gas in it, came back, doused the whole fucking tent and canopy area with said gas,
Wow.
dropped the can, dropped a match, and then left.
Wow. You have no idea who it was?
Nope. Nobody tell me who it was. Nobody even, for a minute there, I didn't even know if Jamil was even home when it happened.
Right.
So nobody even tell me that. So like, there's a day or two where I was literally raising fucking hell around here. I was running around being like, I'm gonna burn all these motherfuckers down, dude. Fucking, it was not a pleasant time to be around me. Then I found out Jamil was okay, which that was cool. He found out that I was okay because he had no idea if I was even home.
Right, that's right.
And then we started the long process of questioning people and talking to people in around the community, trying to see who the fuck lit my fucking tent on fire. Because me and Jamil we don't do anything to anybody. We help people. That's all we do out here. It's just help people. And so the fact that somebody would want to burn our shit down is just ridiculous. Well, we wound up narrowing it down to 2 suspects. One of which was our neighbor, and the second dude, who I'm kind of more inclined to believe it was, kind of just disappeared off the face of the planet, like right after I found out who it was. So it kind of worked out, I guess.
And so I can only imagine it to my own house. like all my stuff, all my belongings, like my home, burnt to the ground.
Yep.
Like it was all your guys' everything.
Yeah.
And so you have your clothes on your back. You guys start all over again.
Yep. Thankfully, Jamil's best friend Siegfried had set up a tent right next to ours. And so when ours got burnt down, he just let us move into his.
Oh, like a bigger tent?
Yeah, because he had, he stays in the Inner Bay tiny homes.
Oh, gotcha.
So he doesn't he was just using the tent for extra storage and to have a place to chill with us.
Yeah.
So he just let us stay in there.
Yeah.
Which was really cool of him.
This might be a good transition to talk about, I saw you over here and you're just like, hey, I'm just visiting. Like this community aspect of, it's a tight, from my observation, really tight-knit community of people.
Well, so I try to occupy the mind space that we have to stick together out here. If we don't stick together and we don't work together, we're not going to survive. So and I don't really have many friends to begin with. I don't fuck with a lot of people. I don't really like people. Especially fucking people who do the type of shit that, that's a really nice car. Sorry, that was distracting. But people who tend to occupy the homeless community, a lot of times are very shysty, and I don't like it, so I tend not to mess with a lot of people. And the ones that I do mess with, I try to keep tabs on and fucking all that shit, so that way, because to me, they're my family. Like, me and my mom don't get along. Me and my dad are fairly close, but me and my mom don't get along. I don't really see my other siblings, so I don't really have a lot of family.
Right.
So, I try to stay close to people. A lot of us kind of don't.
Well, I think it's just like any other community, like whether you're housed or not housed, it's just like everybody's just different. And you gravitate towards certain people and certain neighbors, and some neighbors just want to be left alone, and
pretty much.
And some don't, and some are more friendly, and some are not, and
I find I can usually get along with just about anybody, unless you're just outright being a dickhead for no reason.
Yeah, if somebody was an asshole on my street, I'd be like, I'm not gonna interact with that person.
Well, so there's a few of us out here, like you might know Joker.
I've seen him.
Yeah, fucking Joker likes to fucking regulate people when they try to speak out of line or cause drama. Like he'll put the kibosh on that shit because he doesn't want to hear it. He doesn't want to be around it. He just wants everybody to be able to fucking chill and do what the fuck they want to do. Fair enough, right? But if you're causing drama around him, he will fucking put the kibosh on that shit real quick. And there's a few of us that do that shit. I try not to do that just because I don't like stepping in other people's business.
Well, that makes me curious about, is there like I don't want to say hierarchy, but like certain people who kind of are more natural leaders or keep the peace, just kind of regulate stuff, or the go-to person? I don't know.
I find the people that try to keep the peace and regulate, much like Joker, I find that they do that because they feel that they don't fit in. And they're just trying to make a place where they can fit in. So they want a neutral place with neutral energy so they can fit in.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I find that a lot of times that's why that's happening.
Gotcha.
And me personally, I've studied a little bit of psychology and body language and shit like that, so I can kind of recognize when that's happening, and if I can tell myself that it's okay, just let him do his thing. But there are others that when they see people trying to regulate other people, they're like, no, don't fucking do that shit, fucking start fights and shit. And that's some shit that I'll just get up and leave at that point.
Yeah, you don't want to be a part of it.
I don't like fighting. Like, I don't want to be around to fight. I will fight if I really have to, but I don't like it.
Yeah. So you and Jamil were, your tent burned down, you got in a new tent.
Yep.
Well, this is on the 11th by Big Five? Like across the
right,
street?
right across the street from the Big Five.
Yeah, I talked to some people. I remember that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was us.
Gotcha. There's lots of folks.
Well, so right across the street from the Big Five, where we were, was us, our friend Siegfried, and then our buddy Dirty. And Dirty was the one with like the makeshift like pallet house.
Jerry.
Yeah.
I've talked to Jerry a couple times.
Yeah, you know Jerry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fisherman.
Yeah.
So, and that's where I seen Jamil last. I think.
Yeah.
Was.
At the camp.
Yeah, we're right next to Jerry. It's just him and just Jamil and like Jerry the last time I saw before they got.
Yeah.
I guess swept. I don't know.
Well, so right before our camp got swept, yeah, it was just us and Dirty.
Right.
Because Siegfried had already let us move into his tent.
Right.
So he just went back over the tiny homes and stuff. He would pop by every now and again, but he wouldn't stay. And so it was just pretty much us.
Right.
And then the city swept us from there and put Dirty and Jamil into the bridge shelter. And then I fucking rejoined Jamil over there at the bridge shelter like a day and a half, 2 days later. And then I found out that Dirty was there. There was a bunch of people that I already knew there. So it wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
And then they're pretty lax there. Well,
tell me about, so I think I talked to Dirty and he's like, there's like 4 or 8 people to a room or something like that?
Okay, so they have things that are kind of like tiny homes. They're called pallet homes. And they're pretty much like a tiny home, just a little bit smaller. And they have a bunch of those on the property. And then the dorms where me and Jamil and Dirty stay, Dirty went to jail, by the way. I'll tell you about that here in a minute. But
maybe off camera. I don't know if he would want.
Yeah.
This, you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's probably a better idea. Yeah, I'll tell you about that afterwards. Anyway, in the dorms where the 3 of us were at, there's 5 dorms for the dudes, there's 5 dorms for the girls, and then there's 5 people per dorm.
Okay, gotcha.
And then inside the dorm, like they have like little cubicle areas cordoned off, and each person gets like their own little cubicle area with a bed and some like storage drawers and shit. And it's not too bad. You can hang a blanket for your door. It's not too bad.
Yeah. Now, is this a stop before some permanent housing, or is there like a time frame, or just?
See, I don't know.
You don't know.
Like, because there's so many new people there, like that. Over the past couple weeks.
Like residents or workers?
Residents.
Okay, gotcha.
Over the past couple of weeks, they've gotten like 54 new people.
Oh, wow.
And so and the place is understaffed as it is for caseworkers. So like, there's a bunch of us that are pretty much just kind of in limbo, like waiting for.
Right, just waiting.
Yeah. So, I'm not entirely sure on that. But they are pretty lax. It's all right. You get everything you need to do your substances if you do that.
And you get fed there?
Yep.
Showers?
There's 3 meals a day. There's showers. Showers aren't great, but they do work.
Laundry, I assume.
Yeah, you can do laundry.
Yeah.
They kind of. I like the system that they were using before when I got there, but they reworked the laundry system now. So like each dorm A and a row of the pallet homes will get a laundry day, and then dorm B and a row of the pallet, they do it like that.
Yeah, some system.
Yeah. But like there's only, I think they only have like 2 or 3 washers and like 2 or 3 dryers.
Yeah, for a lot of people, 50s.
Yeah,
I don't know how many
great.
people are there.
It is not great.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Is it better than living in a tent, would you say?
Yeah, I mean, it's indoors and heated.
And it's been cold.
It has been very cold. And personally, I have nerve damage to my hands from frostbite. So, like, I'm kind of happy to not have to be living outside in the fucking cold.
Yeah.
Because, like, it literally, as soon as my hands get cold, they just don't work.
You just can't feel them.
No, they just don't work.
Oh, they just stiffen up.
Yeah, like I can't feel them. I can't grip anything. Because I can't feel how hard I need to squeeze.
Is it? And this is just from past winters. Just from being
when
outside.
when I was about 16, I got stoned with a friend of mine at my apartment, and he was too stoned to walk himself home. So I walked him home that night. Well, that night happened to be about 12 degrees outside, and in the town that we were in at the time, there was a curfew for people under 18. I happened to be 16. So on my way home after dropping him off, I was getting harassed by the cops. So I decided to take off and run through the field of the school that was right there. Well, the school people decided to, for the first time in a year, lock the fucking fence for the field. So I just I went to hop the fence, and my pants got stuck on the little triangle things on the top, and they got caught, and I went shot and fucking smacked my hands down on some gravel in 12 degrees.
Yeah.
And then got up and ran home, and when I ran home, I just went in and put my hands right in front of the heater, and I warmed them up too quick, and it just gave me nerve damage.
Oh wow. Crazy.
Yeah. It's not a good thing. So now, like, fucking every time they get a little cold, like, they just hurt.
Yeah.
I can't hold anything. Like, that's why I call myself Captain Butterfingers.
Well, James, I'm curious. Hopes and dreams. Where do you want to be? We were just talking about kids a second ago, so I know there's that piece in you that's thinking about something.
Kids for me have always been like kind of take it like it's an idea that I can
Right.
Looking,
it doesn't have to be kids. I'm just
no, I know. I'm just saying
anything
because we were talking about it.
Yeah.
I know I would be an okay parent just because I know what a bad parent looks like. I know what a good parent looks like. So I know I'd be an okay parent, and I like kids, so I'm a big kid of myself, so. I don't know, man. Fuck. I was thinking about actually leaving the state here in come spring, and just doing a little bit of traveling, going and seeing some other places. Fucking, I've been here for most of my life, so it's probably time I got to see some other places.
There's a lot to see out there. It's a big country.
Indeed.
And big world.
I've been to some other, like I've lived a year here and there in other states, but always wind up coming back here.
Yeah.
And even if I do leave in the spring and wind up coming back here fucking a year or two later, it's whatever. But I want to at least give myself fucking the chance to go do something else. You know what I mean? So I might do that. Jamil's actually been telling me that he wants to fucking go to different places and see some different shit.
Yeah.
So I think it might be time for that, maybe.
Adventure.
Indeed.
Yeah.
I'm always open to adventures. I like adventures.
Yeah. Last question, which I asked you a year ago. Is there anything you want people of Seattle to know?
What did I say last year? Fuck the police?
I don't remember.
Yeah, actually. People of Seattle, show compassion and stick together with your brethren. That is my PSA this year.
Right on, man.
Indeed.
Thanks, James. Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Yeah, man. Sweet. Take a couple.